following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Well, the first thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future. You can call this the New World Order.
We don't do much Alabama homework on this show, right?
I don't think we do.
Okay. There's a lot of things. Bama had a lot of things going against them. I'm not trying to sound like sour grapes. Clemson won the game, okay? But you said to me a minute ago as we were preparing for the show, you were like, if this is the NBA Finals or this is the World Series and it's the best of 7, you and I think Alabama wins this, right?
Yeah.
And so was Clemson the better team that day? At the end of the day, the score was in their favor, okay? But
no, I don't think it was anything that they were doing that stopped us. That was totally bad decision. It was poor decision on my part. I just think we came out and, we were killing ourselves. We shot ourselves in the foot, by me throwing that interception for a touchdown and then, not finishing drives the way we wanted to. Just didn't go the way we wanted to.
These guys spent the whole year getting ready for this game. They played a schedule that they didn't have to worry about no other team but worry about this all year. The guy was cheap on the play before the ball came.
Even though we would have liked the margin to have been closer here, I think the game was actually closer than the margin.
I mean, how many times have you watched an Alabama game where we've had so many possessions that we've gone for it on 4th down in the red zone and not converted, right? And the pick 7 alone to start the game was a 14-point swing.
Clemson is scared to death of Will Muschamp's progress.
The next thing I want to address that I've been hearing for the past few days, which is driving me crazy, is they're talking about Clemson was the better team. Well,
I'm very salty. It's a bitter day to be a Gamecock.
We punted twice. Alabama punted twice. And so if you only punt twice over the course of a game, that means offensively you're moving the ball well. You're having success. And so one of the punts,
I'm sorry, you got to discount one of the punts. One of the punts came with 1:10 left in the game.
Yeah.
So to even underscore what you're saying, we punted one time at the very end of the first half and one time at the very end of the game.
Yep.
Dude, they didn't stop us. We stopped ourselves.
No, I think you're right. And
Tua.
Yeah.
Tua. That's all you heard. That's all I heard. How great Tua was.
On the first pick 6, which could have easily been a 14-point turnaround because they were at midfield.
Of course, it was 2 picks and they scored off of both of them. So that was, that was 14 points on turnovers. I don't want to assign points to had we possessed the ball, but certainly that's 14 points that, you could look at on the Clemson ledger and put a question mark to them. The 2 interceptions led to points. And so in a 28-point margin, you could say, okay, that's 14. And Alabama had 5 possessions inside the Clemson 22 and resulted in only 9 points scored. In fact, Alabama had 3 possessions inside the 3-yard line and resulted in only 9 points scored. And so if you take those 5 possessions and you say, Alabama's just going to do Alabama things. And if they get inside the 5, they're going to score a touchdown. And if they get inside the 25, they're going to score a field goal. Then Alabama scores 18 points. Alabama scores 27 points instead of the 9 points. And so that's a plus of 18. And so if you take a plus of 18 plus a plus of 2, and I know all this is if and buts.
It's a good point.
But if you add 18 to Alabama's total and you take away 14 from Clemson total, then the outcome is different. And I think
I'm with you.
That's the biggest difference in the game is those lost scoring opportunities because there's easily. And again, I'm being conservative. I'm not giving us a touchdown every time we get inside the 25 or 22. I mean, I know that sounds homerism. I know it sounds sour grapes, and I don't want that to be true. I don't intend to sound that way. They beat us on this day, but I do think there were things that Alabama left on the table, and especially these possessions. I think when you just give the ball away.
Real quick. Real quick, you need to say what you said again real quick. Because what you said about the 5 possessions when you kind of laid all that out, dude, that's just not football. That's why I was saying more like the Auburn game. Because if you have 10 games for Alabama to play, right, and they have the ball 5 times, would you say inside the 22?
Yes.
5 and they only scored 9 points? Dude, that might not happen again in 10 games like that.
Kind of the irony is we had the same, a couple of years ago when we lost to Clemson. It was a very similar circumstance where we lost some guys in the secondary, and had they been available for that game, we had a couple of losses there in the secondary that I think impacted the outcome of that game, along with the injury to Scarborough and things like that.
Even though they didn't have Dexter Lawrence, okay, they had Christian Wilkins, 5th-year senior, Albert Huggins, 5th-year senior, Austin Bryant, 5th-year senior.
We're the up-and-coming team. They're cycling out, we're cycling in. That's a big part of the fear of the Tigers right now.
They've certainly had a lot of success against SEC programs, but there's a difference between playing South Carolina and then either Auburn or A&M every year, and then, we'll wait and play Alabama, and then going through the grind of an SEC schedule.
Roll Tide Cocks, or the Cock Tide. SEC.
The whole my conference is better than yours really doesn't matter when you're winning national titles. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The SEC was that down that they tricked us to believe that we was unstoppable. Listen, we thought we had a super team, but Clemson had the kryptonite.
Can't believe Alabama got beat by a quarterback that should be at Hermosa Beach with a surfboard. Talk about rad, gnarly dude. Yeah, that's who beat him.
He was having an excellent adventure.
Trevor Big Yards came off 3 busted plays and 1 amazing catch that was on a bad throw. We just making him look good. Trevor was not a better quarterback. Trevor's system was a better system tonight.
Look one way the whole time.
I feel like he really didn't do nothing for real. I just think he just gave his receivers the opportunity to shine. Like, he threw the ball up and receivers made plays. Really, adjusted on every ball he threw. He didn't throw great balls. He didn't throw pinpoint balls. He just threw 50-50 balls. He threw it up. Let his receivers make plays, and his receivers made plays. For real.
They're doing some things that we have, copycat stuff that other people have done against us that we hadn't practiced against.
Listen, guys, we putting zero pressure on. If we would have had Milner, and I don't like to make excuses, but if we would have had Milner, it would have been a different ball game. He wouldn't have been sitting back there throwing to those receivers. We wouldn't have had a defensive back get injured on a touchdown play. The stars was not lined up for it.
I'm not trying to be sour grapes here. I'm just saying, had Alabama done what they done the whole rest of the season, that is a 32-point shot.
Sure. And this is why I was saying a minute ago, we got away from what Alabama football is. Okay? You go back and you look at the fact that we had 2 drives stopped by an interception. We had 3 drives stopped on downs in the red zone. We only punted the ball twice. I'm sorry, man. They didn't do anything to stop us on offense. And that's going to be, maybe someone's going to take that as Alabama homer. To your point there, right? The other thing that's key about the score differential is Clemson had the pick 6, right? They still had to make the play, but they had the pick 6. And then they score 1 touchdown on 4 plays, and they score another touchdown on 3 plays. Right. So 21 of their points came from a pick 6 and 2 quick strikes. They made the play, right? Our DB fell down. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's just all very quirky, man. It just all fell right for Clemson.
Well, it is quirky.
It happens. People have bad games. I mean, Alabama had a bad game. Alabama, if they play in their A game, Clemson's not beating them. I mean, so we can sit here and say, whatever we want to about this one game and say they're the team. No, they're not their team of college football.
No, I don't have any answers. I think it'd probably be a good idea if you could get Muschamp on the phone and see what he thinks about it. But it was brutal. It was brutal to me.
We go right down the field, but we shoot ourselves in the foot. Realistically, what happened in the first half is, and I hate to make excuses, but all the breaks that could have went any way went Clemson's way.
Man, but you can get out of here, man. This guy thinks he a human Power Ranger.
You can talk about all you want to, Clemson fans. Enjoy it, because Steve Spurrier has retired
Clemson wouldn't be winning right now because thank you, Steve Spurrier.
If we'd have got the draw that Clemson got, that high school team Notre Dame, we might have had something left. Who in the world would have rather had Notre Dame than Oklahoma? Anybody. We will be back, Jack. Guess what? Roll damn tide. How about that fine bomb?
Let's be legendary. Let's go be great.